Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever it is for you. I want to go ahead and do my daily reading. One thing I wanted to mention is Jupiter goes retrograde and will be retrograde until January 30th. Um, this is a big deal. This is the biggest planet in our solar system, and it deals with the jovial, happy energies, things expanding and growing and so forth. So you might want to take a look at your chart, find out where Jupiter is in your personal chart. And see where that's going to affect you. Things that are growing and so forth. It's going to go in a retrograde motion. Retrograde basically means as the Earth moves around the Sun um, and other planets as it's passing, they kind of work together. It's not actually going backwards. Retrograde is backwards, but the way the Earth's movement goes, it makes it actually seem that it's going in reverse instead of going forward. And this has a lot to do with reversal energies. I'm sure most of you have heard of Mercury retrograde, and that because that's happened, especially this year. There's been several times, I think like 4 times this year. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and do my daily reading. I'm going to use the deck I've been using mostly this year since about December, my Deviant Moon deck. Become one of my favorites. I'm going to go ahead and knock this out and get it over with. And I'm trying to speak up a little bit. I know the last video I'd done yesterday, you could hardly hear anything, so I need to speak up. Or maybe check my settings on my microphone. Okay. Okay, this is what I come up with, and this is pretty cool because earlier today, well, this morning, I was looking at um, a few things in my email and so forth. I pay attention to numbers all the time. It's to see how things are going, or what kind of energies that are going on for the day for me. And number 8 kept coming up, which the 8 has a whole lot to do with, usually with the outer, more physical, the outer world. A lot of times, 8 has to do with um, work, uh, messages coming from long distances and so forth. Um, this an 8 usually it's a time of power, using your own personal power and advancement more in the external world, because this is an energy that is a yin energy, if I'm thinking correctly. Yeah, yin, it's the white part of the black and white that grows. It's growing, and the part that goes down is the black, and it's supposed to be getting smaller. But either way, this is a growth energy, and advancements such as in the external world, or business activities and partnerships. It you know it could be, if it was anybody into real estate or anything like that. This would be a great time for them. Or contracts, legal affairs, and stuff like that. usually, these are usually good energies. You're feeling strong. You're feeling powerful. Things are feeling good. It's a great time for success and a kind of a regeneration. If things haven't been going so well, so that energy is what's going on for me today. It's usually it's a new sense of direction and a feeling power. So this is a good thing. Um, and, as far as number wise, now what I actually got here, I have water, air, and fire. So the missing element, again, just like yesterday's reading, is going to be um, Pentacles, the Earth. But I'm dealing with two court cards today, and I know everybody hates that. First thing I have is the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is reversed for me today. And normally that is bad news, an emotional bad news. So you may be hearing about some bad news, and very well a child. There could be a child that's acting up, acting, a lot of times this will come up with that. That's with the court cards. They're very like all the cards. They have different levels, and a lot of times these will point to children, but especially messages and stuff like that. And with this, uh, usually it's going to be some bad news. Um, or somebody that's acting like a spoiled child. And age-wise really doesn't matter. I know, um, the court cards are usually set up and so forth. But I find there's a lot of times I'll find grown adults, 40, 50 years old and above, that put off this energy. So this is telling me there's, either yourself or somebody around you is going to be, they're putting off emotional immaturity, Um, and this is because of their own personal insecurities or their own personal unhappiness. Um, basically, they're living in a world of fantasies. You can expect, whatever it is they're starting crap about is probably going to be based on lies and, you know, there's deceptions and stuff like that. A lot, muddled thinking. Can't think clear. It also, there could be a concern with this with a child's well-being, their health and their thought process, the way things are working. Um, there's also someone around you could have a child that's acting up because the way they treat them, because they spoil the child. If the child isn't acting right and so forth, it's because of the way they're being brought up, and this automatically brings to mind somebody that I do know that has a child like that acts out all the time and is in trouble all the time, and it's because they don't discipline the child. So that's just what comes to mind. Not necessarily that that's what's going to be. That is the thing when you're dealing with court cards. Have it associated. Associate those court cards with people in your life that those energies make sense to you, and this will help you out with learning more with court cards. Today, I'm not picking up anything real strong, exactly what that's pointed to. Anyway, the number card for the day, number 8, 8 of Swords, and it is reversed. So this is a good deal. If I can get it in the camera. Got the mirror effect going on here. But being reversed, 8s with me are, well, I've already went over 8s, but this card is about feeling trapped in its upright position. You're feeling trapped. You're in a situation you feel like that you can't get out of, and so forth. But with the reverse card, there's a release. There's whatever mental, because it is air, feelings of being trapped and so forth. There's that mental obstruction. It's removed. So this is a good card for the day. It's the unblocking of some type of energy, and a lot of times with this, it's gonna deal with your mental energy. It's also pushing towards a new beginning, and normally with the Rider Waite deck, they'll have a blindfold on, and it's taking off that blindfold. So this is saying, you or somebody around you, or me or somebody around me, is basically they're able to break free of limitations and confront fears and anxieties and stuff. And yesterday's reading actually was, especially the second one I done was about that. Um, you know, uh, with the way this is looking and the number itself, it's saying the actions taken and so forth is breaking through those fears. Which anything in life, when you face any kind of anxiety or fear, it's something you go ahead and you do it anyway. You break free, and with the number being an 8, it's going to show advancements. So the final card for the day I have is the Queen of Wands. I don't know who this is just yet, but I picked this up. This is definitely a person. This is somebody who's, I don't know, I get kind of a soccer mom, someone who's very uh, on the go all the time. They have a lot of energy. They're well liked. They have a lot of I'm gonna say uh, enthusiasm. They're able to balance a family, balance their career, and so forth. So this could very well be somebody that I know very, very close to me for the day. Um, but she is the queen of hearth and home. So, this, like I said, um, does have a tendency to be in charge, be able to take charge, has that ambition, and seems to be the center of attention. A lot of with this card, there is definitely a center of attention. She draws that attention, has the ability, to be versatile and tireless and get up and go and go and go, and has a lot of energy. A lot of warmth there because this is a fire card. So this is somebody who's warm and happy and they're jovial. Um, Same with courage and so forth. But as somebody who's sensible, and I'm going to say that it's the energy. There's a lot of energy I pick up with this one. Very independent. They'll act independent. They are kind and generous. Um, this is somebody that's career minded and up and ready to go for the day. Uh, you know, Very spirited. But that's what I've got for the the first feeling with this, and when I lay it down there, this card is just show. I get that energy looking at this card, you know, of the meaning of the card, of course. The way she stands, she's in a position to where, hey, I'm ready to get up and go, and I'm ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? um, and it also seems, now that I'm looking at this, court cards and the middle card both are looking in one direction towards this Queen of Wands. She seems to be standing there strong and so forth, and the others are looking towards her. And that stood out to me pretty strong. So the middle card here, being the 8, is looking towards it. So that fire and that energy and so forth comes forward with letting go of fears or things that you've trapped and so forth. And also the page, they're both looking toward her. So she is definitely, even though it's not the central card, is the center of attention for the day. So that's basically what I've got for the day. Exactly how everything's going to play out, I don't know. With a lot of reasons, especially using different decks. When I use different decks, like yesterday I used the Robinwood deck, and decks I haven't used in a long time, I really suggest using that deck for a little bit before you actually do readings with them. so your mind can tune in to them more. You can get tuned into what's going on because you may get some kind of erratic readings that don't make a lot of sense. Yesterday's reading made it was okay, made sense to me to a point, but nothing major. So that's just normally, especially if you're going to do readings for people, I suggest doing readings with the same deck over and over. That's just my personal experience, and I hear that from a lot of other people with tarot and stuff like that. But if you're going to do readings, I've done one here recently um, with my Tarot Dreams deck, and I hadn't picked that deck up in a long time. So, you know, and okay, I'm knocking stuff over here. But I'd done that, and I don't really think the reading came out real well. It was put in for kind of a testing type deal, and I think I flubbed that pretty bad because I never heard anything back from them and so forth. And it was kind of silly of me to use a deck that I haven't used in a long time. I have some favorites. I've been using my Legacy deck, Cyril Marchetti's Legacy deck. One I love real well. A lot of people, I don't see much of it, is the Dark Grimoire Tarot. I love this tarot deck because of the fact, different images. The images on this thing are, it runs along the Rider-Waite style, but I've had some awesome readings because of the pictures on this thing. I've had pictures come out pointing right directly, clearly to things that are going on. Love this deck because it's different. It's unique. I love different things, unique things, and so forth. And I think I'll be playing with this one a lot this month too, because of the fact that it is Halloween, so or it's that month. My Deviant Moon in this one here seems to have a scary feel and blah blah. I don't know. It's a dark deck, but I like it. I like it really really well, and I just want to show that off a little bit. It's one I don't see many people that have or use, and I love the images. You get a complete. I get really good readings with it because it's not the same Rider-Waite deal. They're completely different. I thought, they done a great job on this deck. Okay, I'm gonna shut up and get off here. I went a longer time than I wanted, and everybody have a great day.